What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Movie Roulette Mondays here. We got a great movie this week. Seven, directed by David Fincher, guys. One of my favorite movies of all time. I'm a sucker for a good crime thriller. 1995, this one was released. Great cast. You got a young Brad Pitt. You got Morgan Freeman, Gwyneth Paltrow.
They're all really young.
Yeah, super dark movie. Definitely one of the just the credits is really unsettling too in the opening scene.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Oh yeah, it's very dark, but it's Fincher, man. He knows how to do dark. Basically, this movie is about a retiring. It's an undisclosed city. You know, it takes elements of a lot, which I kind of like. It's raining all the time, very aesthetic-y, but
yeah, very like Blade Runner-y kind of.
Yeah.
In a not so futuristic way.
Yeah, and basically. Morgan Freeman plays a detective named Somerset. He's retiring. He's getting near the end there, and all of a sudden, this young guy comes in, Brad Pitt, young detective, got transferred over. They start working together on a murder that ends up turning into a string of murders that they start to figure out coincides with the 7 deadly sins from, obviously, Christian theology. So it's a really cool concept, I think, you know, and then we go down this winding path, a lot of twists and turns. Obviously, one of the most iconic twists at the end of this movie, the what's in the box scene.
What was in that box, Sergeant?
Head. Gwyneth Paltrow's head, to be exact. But, I mean, just that scene in general, the build up in the car, and then the reveal that Kevin Spacey was the serial killer. Great casting, retroactively. That looks really
he's not
good.
a killer. He's a pedo, but
That's
it's a little
fair.
bit different.
But
he likes him young, but he didn't kill him.
Yeah, but what was really cool about that movie, though, is no one knew he was in the movie beforehand.
Oh.
And in the opening credits, it doesn't say Kevin Spacey, so
Yeah.
when he was revealed, no one had any idea that he was in the movie. Something that I wish the Batman did with the Riddler, but that's another situation. What do you think about this movie? Like I said, it's one of my favorite movies. Definitely very dark. It's not an easy watch, but something about the, like, raining all the time, that, like, very, like, dark noir.
I don't know if you've ever seen it or not. Glenn Ross is raining the entire film.
And you get Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman are so great together. The old and the young working together.
Right.
It is kind of, like, weirdly a comfortable movie to watch, even though the content's very dark and gruesome.
And uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't disagree with you. I think it's an interesting pairing, and I think this is ironically Brad Pitt at some of his best acting, even though he's young and everybody kind of viewed him as just a sex symbol.
Yep.
But this might be a hot take. I don't know.
It's kind of cool to say Brad Pitt's a bad actor, and I've just, like, really don't agree with that.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Well, but I don't think that he was, like, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood very recently.
Yep.
It's not like he's not. It's not like Academy Award.
No,
winning.
I don't think
the
it's
performance.
No, yeah,
no, he didn't do a bad job.
No,
but it's not like
it's a legacy
standout role. You know, this is really good.
Yeah,
this is like
Fight
good
Club,
acting, man.
Yeah.
Fight Club, this and Fight Club. I think. Well, they're very similar in this dark sense, right? Crime drama. Who doesn't love a good crime drama? And Morgan Freeman, dude. This is one of those things where we haven't watched a lot of Morgan Freeman on the show specifically.
Yeah.
And I feel like my weeks get consumed by Succession or whatever we have to watch for the movie mob. So realistically, this ends up being this movie from The Wheel. Mm-hmm. It really ends up being like my whole week. You know?
Yeah.
Or summing up the whole week. We need more Morgan Freeman movies, dude. Like on our wheel.
Plenty.
No, on our wheel. On our wheel.
Yeah, we can throw Shawshank on there.
Dude, Shawshank. There's that one where he plays the high school principal that I can't think of the name of it, but it's really good. I don't know. There's a lot of good Morgan Freeman movies, and he is very underrated. But it's also a very interesting and moderately bizarre dynamic.
Yep.
An underrated pairing of Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman.
It is so cool because you have a guy that's at the end of his career, literally just biding time till he gets out, and then you have this young, ambitious detective. You know, it is really cool there. Back
when Movie Roulette was part of the Movie Mob podcast,
yeah,
we did do Gone Baby Gone.
Yep,
which had Morgan Freeman in it.
Yeah,
and that was also a good role. I don't know. He's very good.
His voiceover in this is so cool. Like. It's really good.
Planet Earth.
Yeah. But I agree with you, though. This might be my favorite Brad Pitt performance. I think that his reaction, you know, in that scene in the desert when he finds out that his wife's head is in the box, like, It's so fucking good.
Oh, and we spend so much time with her.
Right.
You
And
know.
they have a nice, like, quaint life. Like, they live in the apartment with the dogs, and it's such a nice thing. And I love how they build up not also Gwyneth Paltrow and Morgan Freeman's relationship, too. Like, he kind of becomes
you would never
a mentor
think.
to both her and him,
Right.
which is cool. And I don't think he really necessarily wanted to get into it. This guy's like, I'm just ready to retire. And then by the end of this movie, after what happens, he doesn't even retire. He keeps fighting that fight.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool.
No, he's incredible. It's an incredible twist. I don't know. The movie's good, man.
It is. And I think just that build up, the whole scene after they capture Kevin Spacey and he's in the back of the car and they're just driving and they have that back and forth.
It seemed too easy.
Oh, right. And you know something's coming.
Or it already came. It already happened.
And there was, I just like the script, to quote Matt, is brilliant because the way that they coincide the last Deadly Sin, Wrath, and then it ends up being Brad Pitt committing it is so cool. I mean, it's a smart movie. I think I believe Kevin Spacey has this like very like thoughtful, like he planned this all out.
Regardless of how you feel about him personally, like in his personal life.
He plays a good creep.
That guy,
well,
yeah,
you know why.
But he's a great actor, though.
Yes.
Kevin Spacey is
and in
fantastic.
The Usual Suspects, too, he's great. Kaiser Soze.
Yeah. In House of Cards.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
imagine if we were doing this podcast a few years ago and we were reviewing House of Cards every week.
Oh, yeah. I've seen bits and pieces, yeah.
Oh, dude, it's good.
It's good stuff.
I feel like politics very good.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't sway left or right. It's
Just
more
kind of a
about
commentary.
how you but it's more about like how you navigate
Yeah.
like
Kind of like Succession.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's just more about survival, which is so you got to placate to everybody, which I just think is really funny. I don't know. It's a very good show. He's obviously in some weird twists in his own personal life, but in this movie, it's a fantastic performance. Brad Pitt, fantastic. Morgan Freeman, fantastic. How many kneecaps?
Already? Well, I was going to say.
Well, no, you can get more. I just wanted to know your rating.
Well, I wanted to talk.
Dig deep. Dig
I want
away.
to talk about Fincher.
Buddy, you're the one who's got plans later.
Fincher. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorite directors. He's not my favorite director.
Okay, let's talk about Mr. F.
What do you think of him? Because he's a very meticulous director. He's known for being like wicked crazy on set in terms of like everything has to be perfect. Like he's like OCD.
I don't think you know me, kid. I don't think that's necessarily wrong if that's how you.
No, it's not. But like he's definitely a unique director, and I think when you look at his track record of movies like Fight Club, Social Network, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Mank, like he's done some really, really good movies. I don't think he's talked about enough, to be honest.
Maybe it's because he's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm a pain in the ass. I don't get talked about.
I saw a video of Brad Pitt the other day, and someone asked him in a press tour, what's the best piece of advice a director has ever given you? And he says, I'm not going to tell you the director's name, but he's like, one of the directors told me, you know when a serial killer chokes out his victim and then resuscitates them just to do it again? Do that. And he starts laughing, and I'm like, that's definitely Fincher.
That's so funny.
You know what I'm saying? Like Fincher, that is something like he would do, and it might have even been from this movie too.
Yeah,
you know, it's just he's one of the best directors around, and he's got a movie coming out this year with Michael Fassbender, The Killer, I think it's called. So we're gonna have to review that when it comes out.
Definitely,
but yeah. So let's get into a rating here. Obviously,
Fincher is really good. I'm thinking about like Mank and everything else, dude. You know how I am. I mean, so I want to take it to like that, like that indie level, right? That's how I relate to things.
Yeah.
You know how I am on set. Everybody thinks I'm a big pain in the ass on set. I just want everybody to do their job. I'm not as meticulous, I would say, as like a Fincher. It's for me. It's
Fincher's
more about everybody pulling in the same direction.
Yep.
And I just want to get the stuff done, but I'm not going to do 200
and
takes.
You're not as rigid in terms of like things could change on set. From what I've heard about Fincher, he's like, this is the way.
Yeah, which I don't necessarily. So if I was, let's say I was ADing for Fincher, right? I don't think I would be that upset about it.
No, because it's all planned out. He knows what he wants when he gets on set.
I'm sure it's frustrating if you get to like take 60 and something, like because at that point everybody knows what they have to do. So if something's off by a millimeter, and at that point you're looking at each other going, he's not gonna like it.
Yeah,
that's got to be
a
lot
of pressure.
And
then you got Clint Eastwood who does one take and that's it.
That's all you get.
Yeah,
that's all you get. Check the gate. We're good. We're done. That's it.
Right.
And that's incredible. Like if you think about it, I've heard people. I love Clint Eastwood. Not to change subject entirely, but I have heard people think that his movies end up looking a little cheap. And it's because he does that one take and you're done.
Clint Eastwood's, I think, a good director, but he does have some not great movies too.
Yeah, so that's fair.
And so I don't know how much of an
fucking Clint Eastwood though, dude.
Yeah, he could do whatever he wants, So
his youngest son is like
Scott Eastwood.
Yeah, Scott.
Yeah,
he's like 30.
Yeah, that is funny.
He's like very young.
Yeah,
he's like very young, dude.
Yeah,
yeah. It's just funny,
I mean, those are two ends of the
whatever,
spectrum there: Clint Eastwood and David Fincher in terms of that stuff. But I don't know. I love this movie. Definitely, it's up there. Prisoners is another crime thriller that I love, but this is definitely top 5 for me in terms of crime thriller movies. I'm gonna go on this one. Where am I landed on this? What did I give American History X? I gave that a 4.5.
Did you? Was it 4 or 4.5?
I'm going to hit this with a 4.3. 4.3 out of 5.
Okay. I'll give it
4.3 out of 5.
I'll give it a solid 4.
4 out of 5.
4. It's not bad. It's not a bad movie. It's just
you also you do like sometimes a happy ending, I feel like.
Me? Or in general?
I feel like you don't like dark endings because you didn't like Nightcrawler's ending too.
I'm a big underdog redemption.
This is not that
person comes out on top, like
this is a very dark outlook.
Like if he
life.
pulled out a katana and cut off Kevin Spacey's head after, and he was like, "I'll tell you what's in the box,"
right?
Something like that.
I know,
crazy shit, right? I'm not even saying that I would like that. I'd be like, really, but I do like an underdog story. I like something that's it's kind of cool.
This ain't a cheery movie, to put it simply.
But I don't necessarily need it to be cheery.
Yeah,
I just want.
Or have like a good
I believe in like
it.
justice. Yeah, justice.
There's no
kind
justice
of stuff.
in this
Even
movie.
just moral correctness. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What do you think? Should we spin this thing and see what we're watching?
Spin the wheel. Let's see what we're doing here. Let's hit it. Oh, let's go.
Good movie.
Nice.
Not upset about 310
I'm actually pumped about this, and Matt better fucking watch it, Matt, if you're watching, because I think he'd love this movie.
310 to Yuma, 2007.
This is one of my favorite Westerns, if not my favorite Western.
It's about time for a Western. Can I tell you?
Yeah, we did Unforgiven.
This is why I love this show that we do so much. Because, like, I would never, like, you scroll through shit.
Yeah.
But, like, good choice.
Russell Crowe in this movie.
Yeah, so
one of the best villains in any movie.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Let's see it.
I'm pumped to rewatch this.
This will be good. This will be
310 The Yuma, guys. Watch it for next week. Well, that'll do it for this edition of the Movie Roulette. We will be back next Monday reviewing 310 The Yuma. As always, the Movie Mob podcast drops every Friday at 6 p.m. And then we got Sideline with Matt Sampson on Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Guys, like, subscribe. It helps out the channel. Leave a comment down below if there's any movies that you guys want to watch. And let us know what you thought about 7. I'm very excited about 310 The Yuma. That should be good. So we'll see you guys. We'll see you next week. How you doing?